hopefully that'll. Oh, there was an echo. How fun. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my open office hour. My name is Terza Ekholm, and my company is the Terza Factor, and I'm on a mission to make AI clear and simple for anyone in the world. So I have these weekly meetings that last about an hour, always on Friday from 10:30 to 11:30 my time, which is Mountain Time. They're recorded, so if for any reason you couldn't make the meeting, you'll have a chance to watch them later. First of all, let me say thank you so much for being here. I am very glad you're here. And just a quick note about the format of our meeting. I will call on you and just to go around the room, give your name, your business, and what you'd like to learn from AI. And just to set expectations, I will not get to all of your questions, but I will pick one or two to focus on for this session. Okay, now I'm used to doing that. Thank you, Helen. Let me introduce my co-host here, Helen Brahms, who is she and I and some others are members of a business mastermind group, and one of her many gifts is knowing how to run the meetings, Zoom meetings, from the background. So today I've made her co-host so she can let people in and just help with general background things, and I appreciate you so much, Helen. So what I'll do is I'll call on each one of you, so give me your name, business, what you'd like to learn from AI, and then we'll move on from there. So go ahead, Helen, since I've already mentioned you. And
Kia ora, I'm Helen Brahms. I am a genealogist, a content creator. What else do I do? Marketing and just a general, I know lots of things about lots of things and small things about lots of things as well. So I'm just a general do this, do that type of person. I'm still trying to come up with a name to encapsulate all of that. But I'm currently in Surprise, Arizona, soon to be Paraparaumu, New Zealand, and it's getting close. It's getting close. And my question for today is, my question is always, how can we use AI to produce income passively?
excellent.
Yes.
Thank you for that, and welcome. All right, up next, Debbie. Oh, hang on, you're muted.
So sorry. I'm Debbie Holmes. I live in an area of the U.S. called Northwest Arkansas, and I'm new to AI, and I too am interested in generating passive income.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. Joseph, go ahead and take yourself off mute and introduce yourself.
Reading, you sit down.
Okay, I
Just
forgot
sit
I
down.
was on mute. My name is Joseph, and I run a nonprofit called Personal Empowerment Teams. That's a .me if you want to look at the website, personalempowermentteams.me. And we do what the name says we do, and we focus on various niches. And I'm in Los Angeles, California.
Excellent. Nice to have you. Welcome. And I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
Emmeline.
Hi, good morning. I'm Emmeline Morris-Sayre, and I currently live on St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands. I am a retired real estate broker, a photographer, and now into publishing. And I, just like numerous other people online, I'm looking at AI to help with passive income, because I am at the unlike other friends of mine that are 20 years younger than me, I'm at the end of my career, but I'm a lifelong learner, and I'm constantly looking on how to be creative.
Very nice. All right. Welcome, Emmeline. Yes. Nancy.
Hi, I'm Nancy Marks, and I'm a crazy person. I am in my retirement environment, but I actually opened a glass art studio and with a gift shop, and I'm just wanting to learn more things AI to help benefit my business.
Excellent. Welcome. Glad you're here.
Me too.
Mike.
All right, my name is Mike Hyatt. I'm actually from Ontario, Canada, the 51st state. So anyway, my wife and I are just starting up a travel business. So we want to know how we can use AI to help push the travel business and obviously to find some passive income. I want to say a big thank you out to Helen. We had a long conversation, catching up and everything like that. Helen had a few ideas for me, so she does know her stuff. So it was nice to touch base with her last Saturday. So
I love that. Welcome here, Mike, and also thank you to Helen. Mark.
Hi, I'm Mark O'Keefe, and I'm in San Diego, California. And I've been a product marketing manager for 25 years. And in the past, I was an entrepreneur and have a number of patents. And currently, I'm an author. I just finished a book, The AI-Powered Product Manager. And I'm going to publish that on Amazon next month. And so I'm excited to get that out there. But like you said, a lifelong learner. I'm learning more and more about what AI can do. And that's kind of what brought me to this.
Oh, excellent. Welcome, Mark, and congratulations on your book. I look forward to seeing that.
AI helps a lot.
Yes, it does. All right, Marcy. Oh, she's not there. Mindy, please.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm Mindy Amin. I live in Southern California and I'm a student. I use many different forms of AI every day, and I'm just looking to soak up different ways that I can utilize it. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Well, welcome. I'm glad to have you
Thank you.
here.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Marcy.
I'm sorry, I had to put the cat out. She, when she starts walking all over my desk and my keyboard, I just gotta let her get out. She won't stop. Anyway, I'm Marcy Green, and I have a company, and it's called Sea Green Financial, and the financial part is making loans to small and medium-sized businesses. And I have a background. I used to be an office administrator. I was a paralegal. I worked in the investment banking business as a broker and a securities analyst. So now that gave me a good base for being in the financial world. Having a legal background, I know enough to keep me out of trouble and to keep my clients out of trouble. And I'm just getting a fuller understanding of AI and what AI can do and how it does it. And I'm just getting more comfortable with it each week as I go along. And I thank my dear friend Terza so that she's keeping me up to date on what I need to know.
Thank you, Marcy. I appreciate having you here. And Marcy is definitely an expert in her fields, and she will soon be an expert in AI as well.
Yes, I hope to be.
Thank you. Welcome, Paul. Please give us your name and your business and what you'd like to learn about AI.
Yeah, so Paul Weber, and I have been working in the field of medical electronics. I was with ResMed, the company here that creates CPAP machines, in the IT area, but creating programs. I was evangelizing AI, ML, generative AI in particular at ResMed to help with the software development processes. But due to recent cutbacks, I am no longer with ResMed, so I'm in between, but keeping up with the technology and all of that goes around here in San Diego. I used to run the San Diego Java Users Group, before COVID kind of messed that up. Looking to see if that might be reinvigorated, but in-person meetups don't seem to be the thing of the day, at any rate with the Java technology.
Okay.
So yeah, just I'm very much still into the tech lineup for AI ML with the Java Champions group through its kind of a loose organization that Sun Microsystems startup at Oracle adopted. We're not affiliated with Oracle, but we keep up on all things Java. And our big push this year seems to be trying to figure out how to educate and inform people about artificial intelligence in the sense of there's predictive analytics, which is where you try to figure things out like how's the stock market going to behave, how's the weather going to behave, and then there's generative AI, which is what we're all familiar with on the ChatGPTs or all the other little things that have come out. And I guess my interest is in software development still, trying to figure out if the rumors or when the rumors will come true that software engineering will no longer be what it is today or in the past, and it will mutate with the AI generative and predictive along the way.
Oh, very nice. Oh, yes. You touch on such very juicy topics, which I probably will not cover in today's open office hour session, but I think about a lot of these things too as I explore, and there's so many wonderful, amazing things going on. So welcome to you as
Thank
well,
you.
Paul, and good luck. That's this is a tough position to be in, and some of us along the way, if not all of us, have faced something similar. So, any case, glad you're here. Leandro, if you're comfortable to pop yourself off mute, go ahead and introduce yourself. Otherwise, if you prefer not to, that'll be okay. Okay, I see that he's responding that his microphone is not quite working, so not a problem. I understand how that some technical difficulties can arise on some days. So again, welcome to everyone. We have quite a variety of people here from different backgrounds and different questions. I absolutely love that. My topic for today was going to be about how to use ChatGPT to stay organized and focused without the stress. But I'm hearing a different kind of theme today, which happens to be something about getting monetized. So it sounds like each person in the group would appreciate some measure of that. There's lots of different ways that we can go about this. Let's see, what's the best way to start? Well, I think I have something that I could share, but I'll leave that for the very end because that's more of an affiliate thing. What I'd like to do is share my screen and go over to ChatGPT. Although, hold on. Let me share my screen first. I would like to offer you the option, and I'll show you what I mean by that in just a moment. So let's go here. I'm going to delete this one. We don't need that one or that one. All right. So on my screen, I actually have prepared ahead of time a couple of different chatbots. Oh, yes, you are most welcome, Leandro. I have a couple of different chatbots open. So I have ChatGPT, which is one that I know best, and we talk about a lot about in our open office hours. I have here also Gemini. This is the free version because that's what I can access here in this browser. And I also have Claude open from here. So if there's anyone who has a specific, I have lots of other ones too, but if anyone has a specific one that they would like to begin with, I'm happy to do that. Otherwise, I will start with ChatGPT since that's my go-to place. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, ChatGPT is my go-to as well.
Okay, all right. Let me move this out of
You're
the way.
using the paid version or the free version?
Great question, Marcy. I'm glad you asked. Thank you. So in this version of ChatGPT over here, you can see I have a little plus here right under my little avatar up there. The plus means this is one of the paid subscriptions. So this gives me access to more of the features of ChatGPT and also a little bit speedier processing. There is yet another level of subscription at a presentation I gave earlier this week at a real estate group in Los Angeles, as it turns out. I'm back home in Colorado. One of the attendees there subscribed to the $200 a month ChatGPT version, which gives you, it's the enterprise level, and it gives you access to a whole nother level, which probably might interest you. Hold on here. Let me, if he's still on. Okay. I'm not seeing him here. Oh, there it is, Paul. It might interest you, Paul, in spite of the price tag, but that one is specifically for developers and programmers and software engineers. So
Yeah, I actually, ResMed had a subscription to the Enterprise Edition of ChatGPT and the Microsoft Copilot. And there was one more we were checking out. And basically, a lot of it had to do with keeping your IP your IP. If you use the open source editions or the freeware versions of this stuff, everything you chat out, everything you give them is now part of their realm. It's open to the public, so to speak. It's open to the company. Enterprise, though, will give you that lockdown of it's your stuff. They won't share it. They won't train on it, etc. And it does have a lot of powerful tools and a lot of the specific agents that you can get within the Enterprise Edition. They're very interesting.
yes, thank you for that. Thank you very much for that. Everything Paul says is exactly right, and probably a whole lot more. So Debbie, go ahead.
Terza, you said this is a chat bot. Is this something you have created, or is this just a screen that comes up with ChatGPT?
This is an excellent question. And unfortunately, the word chatbot gets thrown around a lot. I don't like to call this a chat bot, even though I suppose technically it is. When I think of a chat bot, and we can ask, actually, why don't we just go ahead and ask ChatGPT about that? Let's just do that instead of me meandering around here. Let's see if I can do it this way today. Oh, hi, ChatGPT. Please tell us the difference between a chatbot, perhaps like yourself, and a chatbot that we can program for ourselves for our own businesses and websites. All righty, great question. This is exactly the kind of clarity people need. All right, so here's the comparison between chatbots like me, ChatGPT, and custom programmed chatbots. All right, so ChatGPT and others that I've mentioned before, like Gemini and Claude and others, they use a massive large language model trained on the internet, and they can handle nuanced questions, carry on conversations, summarize, translate, generate content, and adapt tone or context. This is a lot of what I use them for. Often lives on a general purpose platform like ChatGPT or via API, which ties more into what the sort of things that Paul is doing. Custom chatbots are usually rules-based or fine-tuned on a narrower set of tasks. So for example, if you had a business like Nancy's, right, which does diffused art glass, she could train a specific chatbot just for her store to answer questions about her store and the art that she offers. And also where she's going to be that day, if she's going to be at an event. So that kind of thing. Can use AI, but with a lot more guardrails because with scripted flows or focused data sets. But I want to add to this a little bit, this sentence right here, because we've had chatbots before AI as we know it today, and these are the ones that most of us complain bitterly about, myself included, when you get on the phone to try to talk to customer service and instead you talk to a chatbot that's only programmed with a script. These days, the smarter companies, my opinion, will use AI to back up those chatbots so that they're better able to answer your questions and know when to turn you over to a human representative. So, and then it gives the tools that you can use to create them. ChatGPT, you can steer with good prompts or fine tune via the API, but you don't own it. And little access to how it thinks or stores data. OpenAI controls most of that. And in this sense too, Google, which is behind Gemini, controls most of your data that it has access to. Same thing with Claude and the others. It's not in the sense that they could take your data and blast it all over the internet, but their developers definitely have access to anything that you put in there. They say they anonymize it, and I believe that they do. Nevertheless, I would not go willy-nilly posting my confidential information of any type in the chats. Instead, I will keep my questions more generic or general. If you have your own chatbot, of course, you have full control over what it says, how it behaves, and what it connects to. When they use this word API, that's what they're talking about. This is the interface that allows you to connect specifically different tools together on the back end. And then you can design the experience around your brand, your voice, and your customer journey, most important. Again, the data privacy, ChatGPT, great for research or ideation, but not handling sensitive customer data, okay, unless you use the API. Custom chatbot built into your infrastructure. You control the data storage, analytics, privacy, and compliance. For those in real estate or finance industries, such as Marcy's. And then the cost and maintenance, ChatGPT, you pay for the access. And the custom chatbot may require more setup time and development work, but can save you money long-term if built for scale. And then ChatGPT provides all these examples, which I won't go through, but just to let you guys know, I will provide access to this one specific chat in the follow-up email, so you'll be able to go through this at your leisure. And I found that ChatGPT loves to recommend to me the hybrid approach. So, and then also ChatGPT loves to, which I love about it, offers me more at the end, like a diagram, a list of tool recommendations, or a side-by-side build plan. So, Debbie, was that helpful?
It's very helpful. Does your chat bot go on top of ChatGPT in a sense?
Let's see.
Do you build it on top of that, or is it a separate?
I will ask. So here's the real magic. You get to choose.
Ah.
It can go on top of ChatGPT or another LLM. So that means your chatbot uses ChatGPT's brain, but adds your business logic, tone, guardrails, and integrations. So yes, I like its analogy. Think of it like dressing up ChatGPT in your brand's outfit and giving it a script and job description. So the answer is that's one of the options. The next option is you build your chatbot separately, rules-based or flow-based. And that one's built from the ground up without the LLM at first. So great for booking calls, delivering gated content, and escalating to a human. This probably is what I see the most of right now, because that's what I deal with. I suspect there's a lot more that goes on in some of the larger companies, like what Paul was talking about. Not allowed to improvise or answer off script questions well, but if you do your diagram correctly, you will teach it to acknowledge off the wall questions and then attempt to return the person back to the reason they called in the first place, which could be to test it. But anyway, the hybrids use the best of both worlds, so you can do it either way. Joseph.
Yeah, Terza, on this that we were just talking about with ChatGPT and a bot, I think isn't ChatGPT currently doing part of that? With the way that they've enhanced their memory. They sent us notifications, and it seems to know me pretty well.
Oh,
But however, I don't think it does everything that a specific bot would be handling, but it sure knows me, quite a bit.
yes, ChatGPT and the other ones too will get to know you and your style over time. They've gotten, all of them have gotten a lot better than this than from the very beginning when we started with these things. But I will also add for you, Joseph, that you have the capability of customizing especially when you have the paid subscription. So if you, I'll show you over here, if I click on my little avatar and then brings the menu, and one of the menus I have here is Customize ChatGPT. So when I click on that, I can customize it. I can not only tell it how to address me. In this case, I chose my name. I told it what I do. And then it asks you what traits ChatGPT should have. I didn't actually choose any of these, but these would have been fine. I instead wrote it all out as a text about what I prefer. So this is one thing. Now when you do it this one, it will apply this to all of your future chats. What I will add one more thing, and it says here you can click on enable for new chats. I will add one other place where you can further customize. Again, this is the paid version, so let me move this out of the way. If you click over here in this upper left corner, this allows you to open the sidebar where all of my chats I've ever had with ChatGPT are on the left. There's some other additional tools up here on the upper left. The thing that we just explored last week was these projects. These are kind of like folders, or actually like projects. I'm going to click on this one that says weekly OOH. This is my open office hour. So I've learned now to organize all of my things that have to do with open office hour. So a lot of my behind the scenes prep work and follow-up is in here. This is where I can put in my separate chats and associated files. But over here, and particularly for you, Joseph, there are additional instructions. So this is further customizing to this particular project. And so I added additional things here. So you can customize and you can further customize with the paid version, the $20 per month.
Thanks, Terza.
You're welcome. I'm not aware of this in the other chat bots. I think Claude actually has something like this. I didn't yet see it in Gemini, but that doesn't mean it isn't there. I just haven't explored that far yet. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, so it sounds like, going back to Joseph's question, is that when you're not using the paid versions, when you're using the open, free versions, I guess, or even if you're using the paid versions, there is a contextual memory that is now starting to develop in the large language models. And in that form, they can basically, customize, they get to know you, it gets to know your behavior patterns. And then it can, along with the enticement that you just showed here is these customizations just go along with how your behavior is. And I think, and I just started experimenting with the meta AI thing that just came out. And that it upfront tells you that it's just going to, try to be your friend and learn everything it can about you. So this is a slightly different thing where it's kind of like a facade on top of a large language model, but that facade is trying to get to know you. So it should be interesting to see how that develops in the future.
Yes, that one's another fascinating one. I've only uh, kind of dipped my toe into the new Meta AI, and I find that super interesting. So if you if when you come back to one of these, I'd love to know what your experience is of that, Paul.
Yeah. And just going back into the original question of a chatbot on top of a large language model, when I was at ResMed, we were doing that, and basically comes down to is you want to utilize what you can buy over what you need to customize. So you don't need to customize language interpretation or how conversational the chatbot needs to be. So you use the large language model. Your specific aspects like ResMed, medical device company, we want people to use their CPAP machines. And if you have a question about it, it's much easier to have the large language model with the specific information about the CPAP machine to put it together in a nice way.
Yes, 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 you do, and I love that. That sounds great. Thank you, Paul.
Question, Paul, but if you were to do that, I imagine it would be for marketing purposes and communication purposes with your audience. So maybe on a website, and you would be chatting with them, and you would be in that scenario combining both your specific chat and ChatGPT to answer people's questions.
Right. It depends on where they're at and the usability pipeline of our product. So it is a medical device, so you do have to get a prescription. What we found out is adoption, getting people through the initial pipeline, and very simple Q&A kind of aspects. And we did have a chat bot before LLMs came out because, this is the kind of thing that people type in a question, you magically parse it, programmatically parse it to try to figure out what are the keywords, and then you give a canned answer back. And that's that kind of the rules-based chat bot, very basic. And if it doesn't answer, then you get a phone number. Please call tech support or please call, the customer service. When you have the device, our device here again, the ecosystem's been built out, and we have a cell phone app so that you can see how well you slept. And if the hardware talks to the software and says it looks like your mask had a leak, you didn't sleep very well or something, then it will have a nice conversation with you, trying to figure out, well, did you sleep well or not? Did you, drink heavily or whatever? And that is more in line with the large language model trying to be conversationally polite, but have very specific information about your product, your device on your desktop or your nightstand, and how it was used that night. So it's no longer can be canned. So it has to have a little bit more of that, I just say, machine learning aspect to it. And we've trained models. We have a whole department now working on how to train models to help with this kind of customer interface. And then conversely, is that all this AI ML stuff goes into just trying to make your business run better. So we manufacture devices, so they've been using it to try to do more of the what they call lean processing, reduce the amount of waste materials. How do you package it up with the minimum amount of cardboard boxing? All this stuff can be put into a model to train, and more complex is the supply chain. Which hit us really bad in the COVID timeframe, but in the supply chain, trying to optimize that. And now with tariffs, I'm sure, and I'm not involved anymore, but I'm sure they're trying to work out how to figure out how to put all this stuff together so, minimize the tariff impact.
Indeed.
Long-winded answer. So
Good stuff. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Paul. You may also be interested in a colleague of mine who does a podcast called Pivoting to Web3. You can probably find her on LinkedIn or Donna Mitchell or on YouTube. She recently interviewed a founder of a supply chain, blockchain, and AI enabled system that you might find interesting. So uh, so yes, thank you very much. And welcome, William. Please, if you have a question about AI, go ahead and enter it into the chat. In the meantime, if you don't mind, I will share yet one other tool that's not exactly a chatbot in the sense that Debbie and Joseph and Paul were talking about, but is nevertheless useful, probably more for personal than for personal, as in you yourself and your business, not necessarily that it would be customer facing or outward facing. So it's a tool that let me share my screen. It's a tool I've shared before. Hold on, let's go here. And some of you may remember this. It's called NotebookLM. This one is put out there by Google. So if you go to notebooklm.google.com, you will find this place where you can create something called notebooks. I'm going to share with you here the free version. So basically what a notebook is in this context is you may put over here, you may upload different sources. These can be your writings, these can be your spreadsheets, this can be any kind of data that you might have that's in a text format or readable format. You can give it links to YouTube videos, whether they're yours or not, but it will only, if there's a transcript associated with it, it will pull the information from the transcript. What I love about NotebookLM is that whatever sources you put over here, and in the free version, you can put up to 50 of them, so organized around a topic, it will instantly give you an overview based on what you've put over there on the left side. And here, when you ask it questions, just like you might ask ChatGPT or the other LLMs a question, it will answer the question, but only from the sources that you have given it. Okay, this is similar to what Paul and Joseph and we've all been talking about in terms of creating a chatbot, but this is really more intended for more personal use. So students are using this to put in their study materials and then help them organize. For example, over here, one of the options is to ask for a study guide. So it would then read through the sources and create a study guide for them, so they could, study for their exams or whatever their next project is. It gives a timeline. It offers a timeline, FAQ, or briefing doc, in addition to any just questions that you might want to ask it. You could give your customers access to this because this is not a protected spot at all. I would not recommend that. However, you could use this to help design your chatbots. So if your customer now asks a question that you hadn't thought of before, you could put that in here, get the answer from here, and then use that to help further develop the chatbot that you're creating for your website. Does this make sense? Okay, and do you find it useful? Thank you. Oh, yes, indeed. RAG. Paul posted in the chat, retrieval augmented generation from Wikipedia. So that's a great link to click on. And in the industry, it's also known as RAG because retrieval augmented generation. If we click on that, that'll bring us over to here. Thank you very much for that, Paul. This gives a lot more information about a specific technique for generative artificial intelligence. That's great. Absolutely. So go ahead, I will save the chat as well, and you'll be able to click on this link later and read more about it.
I was going to tell you,
Yeah.
I was going to tell you one thing real quick with your LLM. that you had in the notebook.
Uh-huh.
I took my book, all 15 chapters, I dumped it into here, and then I made a podcast.
Haha, yes, over here, right?
And it was phenomenal. I mean, I've been doing a lot of the different stuff, but this was an amazing tool. And if you have a subject you want to learn about or something, and you just want to put your headphones on, you can dump it in here. It'll make a podcast between a man and a woman, and they will discuss your topic. And they discussed my book, and it was just, I'm going to use it in marketing. It's amazing.
Yes. Thank you so much for about that, Mark. As a matter of fact, what I do is I take the transcript from our open office recording and I upload it in its own separate notebook. And then I click on create an audio overview. And the two chatbots, I'll just play a little sample here, talk about what was talked about in our open office meeting.
Okay, let's dive into this. That feeling, when your digital world just feels messy, like completely out of control.
Yeah, like a teenager's bedroom, but inside your computer.
Exactly. And you're trying to be creative or just find that one document and it's just tabs everywhere, files scattered. You wonder, could AI actually help sort this out?
A really good question. And that's basically what we're unpacking today, drawing from that recent Ask Me About AI session with Terza Ekholm.
Right.
The interesting thing is how these tools we hear about, ChatGPT, Gemini, how they can be used for this digital decluttering and maybe mental decluttering too.
Yeah, clearing some headspace. Terza's whole goal is making this stuff acceptable.
Okay, so this was last week's topic actually, and so I put that in here. What I did was well, there's two different ways to go about it. One is you can use Castmagic, which is yet another specific AI tool to get the transcript of this whole meeting, or the other thing you can do is upload it to YouTube. And there's another tool over there on YouTube that will also give you the transcript. Anyway, I copied that transcript and I just pasted it over here. So that's what this whole thing is right here. And so this, I can see by the way it's formatted, this one actually came from Castmagic. So there are different ways of going about it. So just wanted to share that with you. Thank you very much, Mark, because that's exactly what I was hoping someone would share. We have some authors on this in this call. And exactly. Oh, Castmagic. Let me give you I will bring it up just so you can get just a sense of what that is. Castmagic is another tool. Hang on, let's close this up. That I greatly love. Hang on a second. I'm doing a little bit of screen management here. Let's see if I can, there we go. All right. Okay. Boy, this is one of my favorite tools. And I'll go ahead and log in here so I can share a little bit with you. I think I can do it from here. So with Castmagic, what you can do is you can upload, for example, I can upload my video or audio recording in here. And it's got sets of preset prompts plus ones that I have added myself. And then it will process the recording. First of all, it'll go get the transcript for the recording. So again, this was from last week. I'll just show you what happened here that it processed. So there's the video from last week. And then it identified all the speakers. When it comes to a speaker that it doesn't know, it waits for you to, put that in there. And then once you've done that, you go over here to create content. And again, this one was the preset of prompts that I already have, but it gave me titles I could use, the keywords for putting in my YouTube channel, timestamped overview, a YouTube description, kind of a clip finder here, a sample email newsletter that I could use or incorporate into what I already send out, keep key topics and bullets, even further. So this is almost magic. So that's why they call it Castmagic, right? But I use it for processing these recordings, but I also have another one that I won't bring up here, but it's called My Meetings. That's what I titled it for myself. When I talk with a prospect, I do it via Zoom. I have a recording. And it's different from what Zoom does. Okay. So it goes through the entire transcript again, just like it does for this. Only now it gives me customer pain points, what the customer talked about, what competitors we've talked about, and it ties it into my business. So what I can offer the customer, or whether I should refer the customer to someone else who would address what they need better. So it takes, so it's not just an assistant that takes notes during your call. It takes notes with a specific objective of being able to serve that customer after the call. So then when I follow up with them with an email, I can touch on all those things that we talked about. So
And
it's
that's with Castmagic?
That's with Castmagic.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. So if you like, I could cover this in a future open office hour because we're coming up closer to the end of ours, or you and I can book, in any of you, we could book a private session with me and I'll be happy to go over it with you privately. It's a super amazing tool. So this is where we come to a specific tool with specific use cases. And I've only touched on 2 of them in Castmagic. It offers a lot more things than I've even mentioned. So I think I could 10. Well, yeah. There were some conversations here that I had with my customers and prospects, and I don't want to click on them because they're private, but that's where some of these things were answered.
It can also help you to create a 600-word blog that you can then email out to your mailing list for your newsletter about basically summarizing what the video is about, or the podcast, because it does either audio or video. So, and it's just really cool. It comes up with questions that you can then turn into podcasts. It's a really versatile tool to take one video and get multiple ways of utilizing it and getting the stuff out. And I think it even does emails too. Like comes up with emails as well.
It does emails. It also does social media posts. Whoops, let's go back.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them too.
Yes, social media posts. If I didn't scroll all the way down, there's hold on. It gave me sample things that I could put. Oh, there's questions if you wanted to see the material, but there's threads by Instagram. I could post there. The social carousels. The carousels are when you have a post, with a bit of information, and then you swipe to the left, whatever it is, and it gives you a bit more information in the next, and then a bit more and a bit more, but it's all kind of on the same topic. So that's what a carousel is. I had ChatGPT teach me about that a few weeks ago. Some fun facts, conversation starters. Okay, so not in this particular one, but
if you click on Magic Chat. Click on Magic Chat.
Oh, okay.
Click on Magic Chat at the top, and that's where you do all your blogs and stuff.
That's right. I can do, as Helen said, blogs. I can do the specific. Oh, this is interesting and new. I could also ask it to make me the type of.
It'll take memes. It'll create under Magic Chat. No, hang on. Create content. Studio, under Studio, you can create memes.
That's right.
From quotes and stuff in the thing, and under Magic Chat, it'll do the 600-word blog. It does a key description and the emails.
And posting on X, X likes, the users seem to like those nested tweets. It will create those. It'll rewrite them for LinkedIn, the ones that Facebook users like. So all here, it's incredibly amazing. And yes, as Helen mentioned, supposing somebody responds to one of your posts in social media that you created here, you can go back here and say, okay, I got this response. What's a really good comment to reply back? So this idea of using multiple recordings as context is yet another thing to play with. So again, I don't want people to get away. want you to get overwhelmed. What I usually recommend is schedule some time in your calendar each week that you can just come play. Just try things. Castmagic, like most of them, has a freemium, so you can sign up for the free version and play with it for whatever it is, 7 days, and then decide whether you want to pay for it. So,
And if you want to know how to, go ask ChatGPT, how do I do this in Castmagic, and it will tell you.
that's one of my favorite uses for ChatGPT. So it's
I learned that one from you.
yes, exactly. Teach me how to use Castmagic, or as I've discussed before, I had ChatGPT teach me how to use my CRM that I've had for years. And it did. And once it finally explained things to me, I finally understood not only what it is, but how to use it and how to, I wanted even more advanced programmings of it. So go ahead, Paul.
I was going to ask, how do you measure return on investment when you're buying some of these tools or paying for some of the tools? Because this one looks awesome, and the other one from Google I hadn't heard about, so that's a great tip out of this session. So well worth coming today.
Thank you. That was so, Paul, that's a great question. That was one of the topics I addressed at the real estate presentation I did earlier this week. And I provided some sample prompts there about what I wanted to show to the realtors, because I know realtors especially get blasted with new tools all the time. And I didn't want to be yet another person blasting them with a new tool. So I was giving them prompts on how to use ChatGPT to first help them evaluate the tool that was being offered to them. And then once they decided they wanted that tool, how to use it beyond, because most tools have some kind of tour of, their features. But sometimes you want to go deeper, and ChatGPT is really good for that. So let's see if I can pull that. I think that was up in here. I really wanted to, here we go, AI tool vetting strategy. So hold on, let's go back. Well, let me just ask. Remind us what prompt, in fact, this is one of the things I love about ChatGPT, what prompt to use to vet a tool before we pay for it. Okay, here's a clear, powerful prompt for you or your audience to vet any AI. So act as, so this is one of the things that is a little bit more advanced prompting, but is super crucial. It moves you from vague to specific. Act as a tech-savvy real estate advisor. This is in the context of the real estate, of course. I've been pitched a tool called whatever the tool name is. What does it do? Who is it best for? And what are the pros and cons for someone in residential real estate? Obviously, you would put in the words that were more specific to what it is that you do. And then it even gave us an optional follow-up prompt. Oh, I like this. Be honest. Does it solve real problems or just add complexity? And then summarize in plain English what this tool can realistically help me do in the first 30 days. Include what to ignore, what to test, and I'll know if it's worth continuing. So let me chop over here to the chat. Yes. Fabulous. When I do my follow-up email, I do have an affiliate link for Castmagic, so I will include that as well, but just want you to know up front that if you use my link, then I will get paid a small commission for you doing that. So on that note, let me stop share here and wrap this up and bring it to a close. So thank you all very much for coming. This has been a wonderful set of questions. You are a wonderful audience. If you find this useful, you're welcome, Leandro. If you find this useful, then go ahead and share what I send you afterwards, the email and the links to anyone, along with an invitation to join. Anyone from all over the world can join these weekly sessions, as well as book time with me. Yes, hang on, let me put something in the chat real quick here. I have something called the Terza portal. And this is my QR Connect, which is basically, it's kind of like a giant QR code. That's not exactly right. It gives a link. Here we go. Let me just type it in first. Thank you, Helen. Here's a factor, .com/QR Connect. All right. This is where you can, if you wanted to book a meeting with me, you would press 7. If you wanted to register for the next open office hour, you would press 2. Let me just do a quick screen share so you can know what it is I'm talking about. That way, if you wanted to pursue further, I would be here. So when you put in the tearsofactor.com/QR Connect, it's sort of like a phone pad, and you can click on whether you want to have further coaching with me. This is for next week's office hour, how to get on my newsletter. This is how to meet with me. So all these different buttons go to something different. And the reason I like to share this versus, direct links or anything like that is because these are dynamic. So if I change the address for anything like my open office hour, all you have to do is come to this website and it will give you the latest and greatest. So on that note, thank you once again. And in the next couple of days, I will send a follow-up email with all the information. So
Thank you, Terza.
You're welcome. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Hey, real quick, how do I get this recording from today's session?
When you registered for this, I should have received your name and email.
Okay,
And then, so you'll be on that list and you will get the recording.
love it. Have a
Okay.
lovely weekend.
Thank you. Everyone have a good weekend as well.